Hello, welcome to this video about how to send an SMS message to our cell phones using our development board. First of all, let me show you what we will be building in this video, and after that I will go into the details of this. Here you can see on the right the screen of my cell phone, and on the left you can see the code that we will be using. Just remember that the development board that we are using is the same, the TTGO ESP32 SIM800L, all that we have in here. And remember, I am using an external power supply, providing enough power for this GSM module to send the message using this antenna. And of course, I am connecting this development board to my computer using this USB cable. Well, now, let's see what this does. If I reset, let me change the view here. This development board already has that code uploaded, okay? So, if I press the reset button, we will see here on my screen on the right side that the serial console will display some noise at the beginning and then some messages. That's the execution of the code, and we should receive the SMS message here in our cell phone. Just an important thing to remember is that the SIM card that we are using in our development board down here of the GSM module should have credit. Okay, so if any errors appear, just check the credit of your SIM card, just make a chip recharge to that, and then you will be able to send SMS messages. So if I press this button here, the serial console will show that the modem is initializing, and after a few seconds it will try to connect to the network, and after that it will try to send an SMS message with an specified string that we may be able to configure in here in the code. So after a few seconds we will receive a message just like it appeared here, and that's what we will be developing. So now let's go into the code about what do we have here. First of all, here you will define the phone number where you will be sending the SMS message. An important thing to remember is that you should use the international codes for your country. In the case of Mexico, the code is +52, and after that you will have to use the 10-digit number for your cell phone. Okay, we will be using this library, tinygsmclient.h. Actually, we have to add it to our Arduino IDE. How to do that? Well, it's very important to learn how to add libraries, because in future videos we will need some other libraries. So we will just go to the Tools section and then to the Manage Libraries, and it will take a few seconds to retrieve all the libraries that you may have installed, and even though all those libraries available for you in order to download them. So we will look for the TinyGSM library and we will install it in our Arduino IDE. If we try to compile this code without having all the required libraries installed, we won't have success compiling the code. So it's very important that whenever we are using different libraries, we ensure that we have them installed. So we just look for it like this, TinyGSM, give it a few seconds to look for it, and you should select the one that I will be instructing you. So right here at the end, you will find this one by Volodymyr something else, and just install it. Once it is installed, we now will be able to compile the code and to upload it to our development board. Now it's installed. You can see it here is installed, and just close this. So let's continue with the explanation of the code. This block is to configure the communications and the connections between the SoC and the GSM module in our board. Put simply, is just to indicate to the development board how this thing, the SoC, will communicate with the GSM module. That's it. Don't worry about any further details for that. Here we are using serial communication to check what's going on in our serial console that enables this communication. And this serial AT is to communicate the SoC with the GSM module. So we initiate a modem object. This is a tiny GSM library being used, and we are initiating this modem object with the serial AT communication. Technical details. Here we are beginning the serial communication with our computer at this baud rate. Remember, it's very important that whenever we use the serial console, we select that same baud rate here, okay? 115 to 100, 115 to 100 here. These are configurations for the GSM module. These are configurations too. Here, just some important thing to take into account is this delay, okay? When we turn on our development board, the GSM modem will try to connect to the network with the configurations that we have set before, but after a few seconds, it will blink this red LED every 4 seconds, right here. If this LED is blinking faster, it means that it is not connected to the cellular network. So if that is your case, just increase this number to something like 5,000. These units are milliseconds, so 3,000 means 3 seconds, okay? This string variable, the SMS message, is the string that you will be receiving in your cell phone whenever you reset the button. Something important, every time you reset, every time you reboot your development board, you will be sending messages. So be careful with that and the credit that you paid for. So I just change here to your name. Actually, you can place your name here. And that's the string that you will be receiving in your cell phone. And this is just to let us know what's going on with the project, such as if we are sending the message, we are printing this string, the SMS sent, and then the string that we sent. If for any reason we fail to send the message, we will see this line here, okay? And then the loop function is just a delay. So everything is made up into the setup function, and after that we will loop forever, and that's it. Okay, so if we compile this and then we try to upload that to our development board, that will be everything. I think that's it for this video. Just give it a try. It's not that complicated. Just remember, something very important is that you need the external power supply here wired to the 5 volts pin in your development board, the ground pin to the ground of the power source. You need this kind of antennas, and that's it. So the code will be available in the repository, as you already know. And that's it for this video. I hope you have fun with this and try to not to send too many messages, because your credit will go somewhere but not to your GSM model. Thank you.